Dasa Mahavidya. Very important aspect. Beginning with Kali, first Dasa Mahavidya, then to Bhuvaneshwari. She is the time, Bhuvaneshwari is the space. The whole universe plays between time and space, sound and light. That's all the whole universe is. She represents the space, very important aspect. The space doesn't mean space here alone. Space everywhere. There is no place without space. You know, in an atom, 99% they will say is empty. Actually, it's not. It is space. And the space everywhere, beginning from the pure consciousness, then to next level, then to mind, then the thought, then to prana. So all these areas have space in them. And nothing exists without the space. Through space, she engulfs us. She gives a kindness, the wisdom, the generosity, and she represents the Icha Shakti. There's a famous temple in India, the temple Isaki Amman. How many of you have heard of Isaki Amman? No, not it's not. It's a very powerful temple. People all over India come there. It became Isaki Amman. She's Icha Shakti. That has become Isaki Shakti and Isaki Amman. She is Icha Shakti. And that Icha is for enlightenment. Icha for enlightenment. That's what she grants you. Icha, many, many Ichas. Millions of Ichas, we all have them. But the one she would grant you along with other Ichas would be enlightenment. And the enlightenment, that Icha fulfills everything. Once you have enlightenment and know ourselves that we are divine, we forgot, we became disillusioned through Maya, we just forget our nature. Then we become this beastly because we forgot who we are. And she will reinstill it. And once we know we are divine, but the Maya has covered it, for a good reason, because we have to evolve. If there's no Maya, there's no evolution, because you would know immediately who you are. There is no challenge, there is no game, there's no play. But the play is needed. That is why she comes, the Icha, Kriya, Jnana Shakti. Mahakali would be Kriya Shakti. So these two aspects of Mother plays the whole universe in. And we will have a separate Sannidhanam Padam. And Bhuvaneshwari was installed 14 years ago. And wonderful mantra. Today we did a wonderful homa this morning. And the homa we charge the water with mantras. 3,336 mantras today she was invoked with. And that is energized the Abhishekam water. And then we, with our love, offer that, our love, deepest love, with that mantra, we offer it to her. That's the significance of Abhishekam. We offer the energized mantra, tantra, yantra, that energized Abhishekam with love, affection, and reverence, we grant. Naturally, she would be in us, she will wake up. She is in us, in all of us. She will wake up. That energy will wake up more intensely, and then she will engulf us, and the wisdom would come. The Icha Shakti will wake up intensely, and the enlightenment would come, and the Icha itself, the desire is needed, but desire for higher level of need, not the ordinary Ichas. It's also needed. We do need every level of Icha. The highest form would be enlightenment. That would be granted by Bhuvaneshwari. So between Mahakali time, which begins the whole drama, and Bhuvaneshwari gives the space. So you do need the space for Mahakali to perform her actions. So they work together. And Bhuvaneshwari is a very powerful, very kind, very sweet deity. And she sits to the left of Mother. And she has many, many mantras, wonderful mantras. We don't have the time. When we have more time, we can discuss those mantras. They're very descriptive mantras. They actually describe Bhuvaneshwari. What is Bhuvana? What space we are referring to is not space, this space. It's a very active space. There is no area in the universe, space doesn't exist. And she exists as space. And the more we understand, the more we have a grace. And this place is full of a grace. So when you come here and think of all this is all scientific principles. These are not purely metaphysical. There is space, there is time, there is sound, there is light. These are the ones universe plays. And her bija, you should know, her bija is very simple bija. Hreem. Hreem is bija for all Shaktis. You could use that bija for any Shakti, that are I am. Each one has a rasa, and a raga, and a bija. They have meaning. The Hreem. Om is pranava. That is for our ascension. We go up towards Shiva, towards enlightenment. Hreem is Devi pranava. To us, it becomes more necessary because she grants us the kindness, the grace. So she descends down. So in the yantra, you see a downward triangle. They're very meaningful. Shri yantra, you'll see 5 downward and 4 upward. Those are all very meaningful, very symbolic, very metaphorical, very, very deeply meaningful direction. So she uses the grace to elevate us. She comes down and takes us up. So that's the reason why there's a downward triangle. The descent of extreme love, extreme wisdom. In return, we offer her our reverence, not because she needs it. We want to offer her so that we can receive. That's why today we are very blessed to be here to offer her the energetic Abhishek water with everything in it. 3,336 mantras Pata Brahman chanted this morning. Before we started the Homa, he already did it. Then we started the Homa. It was not a long Homa, about 1 hour Homa, but all the energy. So it's very meaningful to do Abhishekam because we do it with love, affection, reverence, and you can imagine that energy, all energies. We humanize them, we give a form and a name so that we can relate to them. They're pure energies, very high energies, trillion times what we can comprehend. But the rishis had felt them, the rasa, the raga, the vibration. It's all pure vibration. The universe is all pure vibration. So when I'm sitting and looking at it, I see Vasishtha, Agastya Bhagavan. I call him Bhagavan because Agastya was divine. Her mother was Urvashi. She was a divine being. The Lobhamudra next to him. So meaningfully is represented. So when I say that, I see them, I feel them, Viswamitra is there. All this, each one of them, 430 aspect of mother, only one divine. Million, trillion aspects of her. And the rishis have felt some of them and they've given them the deeper aspect of that energy, that devata. That mantra is a devata. And this place is full of them. And then there are millions and millions of other aspects of mother. Those are all intermediary. You can call them Yakshini, Mohini, Vidyadharas. They're lesser energy in mother, but Nagadeva, million times what we can comprehend. That energy is that much. This house of earth is full of them, so that when we come, they engulf us, whether you are aware of them or not. The grace we get, ultimately it's all grace. Without that, all the jnana, anything else you do, if you don't have the grace, you don't really taste it fully. You do, you're touched by divine always, but when you know them and feel them and taste them, the intensity is high. This place is full of Yakshinis, Mohinis, Vidyadharas, even Kubera was there. Kubera is Yakshini, Aksharaja. So when Kubera is here, Yakshinis will come. He's connected. Then Mahalakshmi is connected. So everything is very meaningful. 520 aspects, now it's probably more. First of the year, we'll go through the plan she has for us, the magnificent house of her. She's going to grant us the end of, hopefully next year we'll complete. If we can, we'll do our best. It's a magnificent, it'll be a most magnificent temple you have ever seen. I say magnificent, Ambani's cousin came to our Stabadi. He wanted him to reproduce this in Bombay. And you know how wealthy he is, probably about $20-30 billion, and he has lots of money. Anyway, he came to our Stabadi and said, we want this to be reproduced. And he told him, I cannot do that. It's a cousin of Ambani. He got upset. We'll give you 100 crores to begin with, and whatever you want, we'll give it to you. There's nothing for him, 100 crores. It's not that much. But he said honestly, I don't know if you have met the Sabadi, when we chose him after great difficulty, 3-4 years it took to identify him, mother said, he's not qualified. Neither are you. You need some help. And I'll grant you because it's going to be my house. I'll make sure I am there. So he asked me, you invoke Vishwakarma. I said, how much will you charge us? Vishwakarma is divinely, you're not going to hire him. This is divine. He has to want to come. To do that, mother has to give the instruction. This is my house, you go and help them build it. These are all historical. It's all written. There's a book written about our temple by an American professor in Chicago. She writes, because I forgot many other things happened. Anyway, so that somebody came and did a special homa for Vishwakarma. How the mantra came for the homa, she granted. Beautiful mantra, very intense mantra. It is gone. I cannot even remember one bija, leave alone the whole mantra. One bija. I asked somebody, can you please remind me to the beautiful mantra? I want to at least have one bija I can record. He does not remember either. The reason is this cannot be reproduced anymore. Vishwakarma will not come to reproduce it. So anyway, I don't know if he understood. The man was very upset, that's all I know. But he was very honest. He said, I can build it. I can build exactly this. But it won't be prana pratishtha. It would not have that life. Every one of them, we did a prana pratishtha. You know what prana pratishtha is? Not just necessarily. You give your prana. That means you got a special mantra, tantra, yantra, all of them you have to invoke and then place them. That's called prana pratishtha. Very meaningful. We did that because she gave it to us. It's her house. You can imagine how this new house she's going to grant to the world is granted to the world. We are participants because we are fortunate and blessed to be actually involved in the production of that house of hers. It will be magnificent because it will be energetic. It's not just a structure, it's a function. The grace has to be there and she has to be there. And the representation of each deity is very, very meaningful. Like Isaki Amman is one of them. There are many, many of them. And they're all very meaningful. And they wake up when you invoke them with that mantra, with that tantra, with the yantra. Who can give you that? Who can give that yantra? Yantra is very unique. That particular person who made the yantra has to communicate. He has to give life to the mantra. That means he knows that devata deeply. And then he imprints that in the yantra. Where do you find a person who has had that close connection and that much knowledge and be able to imprint that in the yantra, either it's copper or gold, whatever. Here we have gold from other, but copper is a good conductor. All this is very mystical. This place is full of mystical energy, and Bhuvaneshwari is a very high deity. Like I said, Mahakali, one time, Bhuvaneshwari space, they interplay. How logical that is. And we get the energy if you understand all that. So today we did that many mantra, and that Abhishekam water is energized, and we got to offer her. We may not even know any of it. You may come and sit and look at her. All this you have done, we invoked her with that many mantras, and then we offered her that holy water. So it's very meaningful. And all this is planned by Mother. You and I cannot make it. Many, many times I will try, I won't be able to. She should want it. She should give us the blessing and the grace to make us come on this day at this time, and then let us, thank you. Bhuvaneshwari, fifth aspect. Third aspect would be Lalitatri Prasantari. Second aspect would be Tara. Tara is not well recognized in south, in northern part, particularly in Nepal and Tibet. And Buddhist tradition, she is a high deity Tara. Then it goes on Bhairavi, Chinnamasta, Matangi Ambiga, so many of them. Dhumavati is actually prior to the creation. Dhumavati. She is represented not a very nice way, but symbolically it's very important. Before the consciousness. So prior to consciousness, what existed? We don't know. But we do know it's primarily from consciousness, thought, mind, prana, and comes. That's step by step development. What was there before, we don't know. Adi Sankara in Saundara Lahari, he describes her. He describes Mother. Beautifully he describes. And only after final days he said Saundara Lahari. Before he described her, he was very But once he invoked her with Saundarya Lahari, which is more of a tantric component, then only he really saw her. The way he describes her is, I see you so beautifully now, I invoke you, Saundarya Lahari. But what all I see you is a dust in your feet. That's all I know about you. How much you have taught me, how many mantras you have taught me. It's a great soul. Adi Sankara, 32 years old, like Alexander. These are all very unique people. By the time they're 32, I don't know what the magic is at the 32. They all passed away. In that time frame, he has done what all he has accomplished. So he must be divine to go to Kashmir, walk from south. Even now when I go to the hills, it's a hassle. You have to go to the train and plane or whatever. He just walked. And what he produced is huge. Every deepest philosophy he has taught and made so many Shakti Pita and recognized in the Shakti in Kashmir, the Shakti, all the wise ones will come and argue the point there. And he was chosen as the best. So at 32, he passed away. By that time he has done everything. Though I'm using Alexander in a physical way because he conquered the known world and died at 32. That's a great accomplishment. But Adi Sankara understood the mind. Body, I can see you, but your mind, the depth of the mind, and the deepest philosophy is very, very rich. And he understood everything and he gave it to us. And also it was tough for him because people will say he is atheistic. Some component of his teaching is atheistic. Atheism is a very deep symbolic word. The reason is when he was teaching, reintroducing Hinduism was declining. The Buddhists and Jains became powerful because they had many siddhas and they could do magic. So the kings were fascinated by them. So they became Buddhists and Jains. In that environment, he saw the degeneration of Hinduism. It was degenerate. All the rituals they didn't even understand. And it was going down rapidly. So he was apologetic. He has to satisfy the Buddhists and Jains who are different concept. So he was kind of diluted the deep symbolism of Hinduism. But still, it was a very, very high level Hindu philosophy. And he taught it. So that must have been hard to satisfy them who are not Hindus. But Buddhism and Jainism is basically Hindu. But they went into one direction. And that direction is not, to me, Krishna was the best. Purna, everything is Purna, not Sunya. They taught about Sunya. If I'm going to teach you about Sunya, you won't try very hard to get that. What's the purpose? If it's going to be emptiness, why should I struggle the heart? If I can tell you, reach Purna, everything, and that is Krishna's concept. Everything is Purna, not Sunya. There's no Sunya. Look at the physics. There is no void. You know that in the vacuum, I'm talking about true vacuum by definition, is the most intense active area, scientifically. Continuously the virtual particle, the lifespan is probably 1 billionth of a second. The lifespan of virtual particle. Continuous inflow. That is Bhuvaneshwari. Continuously she's feeding everything, the consciousness, the thought process, and the physical particles, virtual particles, billions and billions of them. So there is no void. It's intense frenzy activity. I'm talking about vacuum. What we think about vacuum is the most frenzied activity. 1 billionth of a second, virtual particle. A scientist can explain better. And she represents that. That's Bhuvaneshwari. And Mahakali gives the stage, she performs, we are the actors. What a beautiful concept. Very logical, very scientific, and very, very, very beautiful, attractive, practical, highly developed concept. Those days, they knew 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago. Longer, when I go to Himalaya, I'm going to go in a few months. There's one Devi, she wants me to come and spend some time. People don't know, her name is Chandramati. She is part of moon. Mother has moon, and that has significance. And the deity is, the temple is top of a hill, close to Agam, the river. So I got to go there and spend some time. There's nothing there. But these rishis who meditated, they did it 10,000 years ago, long before Saraswati civilization. Saraswati civilization disappeared 4,000 years ago. But it started long ago. This Maharishi is there. Some reason they chose that and went there and meditated. That must have been, I don't know the weather pattern 10, 20,000 years ago, but they were there and they meditated. And the energy, and they are Jiva Samadhi, they never disappeared. That energy, how would I even know it? There's no temple, they're all there. Mother would tell you, go here, there'll be emptiness, go to Ganges, do the mantra, take shower, and just go down there. They will be there and you will see the flame. There's no physical object. All this, how can we get it unless she has so much kindness towards you and me? How would she share that information? And if she doesn't share, it's gone. Even the yantra, unless the yantra maker is highly spiritual and communicates. I'm not talking about Verizon or I'm talking about true communication, highest level of communication. And they communicated and they granted us. Agastya Bhagavan is in this temple, Agastya Bhagavan and Lobamutra are very active. There's a Siddha which is passed away. He told me that among all the temples, and he's connected to Agastya. He communicates with Agastya. This house of hers, they are there, and it's very dear to her and very dear to Agastya and Lobamutra. You know who Lobamutra was? It's a story. She's a queen that she married him. Agastya is a Siddha. And the kings won't give the daughter, nobody will give the daughter because he was not a very good looking man. So he said, I'm going to create. He created her with the intense thought, just like Kartikeya came from Shiva's intense, same thing. So she was created by him. So she'll be the very high. She's a Maharishi. She'll be actually higher because he created the best aspect of him. Through intense meditation came Maharishi Lobamutra. So when I do my prayer, they come. And this temple is full of them. Tell me when it's time to open the... So it's a wonderful day, and Bhuvaneshwari is not a very commonly, we don't invoke her, but today is a day, 14th year anniversary. We installed her. Wonderful, wonderful. And how beautifully she did. She kept Raja Matanki on one side, royal counselor, on one side, other aspect, commander aspect. Then third side, she put the space. And she's Kali herself. She's Durga aspect. So all this are very meaningful. If you understand, you see the beauty and the scientific nature of all this energy. It's a pure energy. We humanize them, we gave the form and the name which is needed. Without that, it's very, very difficult to abstractly think of Lobamutra or Agastya. Any cosmic, I call them super sensual beings, not sensual beings. They're beyond the five senses. Bhuvaneshwari is all of them. Actually, the earth, water, fire, air, space, they are all different level of densitization of space. Densitization of space. Different level, beginning with earth, water, air, fire, and Akasha. Akasha is the fundamental. She represents that. That means she represents everything. What a beautiful scientific concept. I didn't say anything which is metaphysical. I said science. And these are all different level of existence of those five elements. But these beings, they are above us. I use the word super sensuous. Higher beings. They are beyond senses. Only with that we can feel them. With senses, they are too fine, too high vibratory. We cannot. Our vibration is low. We are dense beings. So we cannot reach it. So we have to wake up the Kundalini. She will wake up the Kundalini. All your Kundalini is awake, by the way. Don't let anyone tell you your Kundalini is not awake. If it's not awake, you would not be human. You would be still animal. They have their own Kundalini. And on top of it, you are in our house, invited by her. So your Kundalini must be higher up for you, for us to deserve that. So every life form has Kundalini energy. Humans have that. So today is a wonderful day. Think of Bhuvaneshwari and think of Mahakali and how the time and space interact, how the light and sound interact. The whole universe is an interplay between them. Thank you.